I'm Philip Siegel of Havana Phil Cigar Company.
And I'm Shayna Lee, the social media manager here and owner of Shayna Lee Photography.
Welcome to Behind the Smoke Screens, where we give you a raw and unfiltered look at what it's like to run a business as two young entrepreneurs.
In our line of work, we have the pleasure of creating relationships with a variety of characters. Influencers, athletes, models, digital media gurus, CEOs, and industry experts. And we'll be inviting them on to share with you.
Sit back, grab a sip and a smoke as we take you behind the smoke screens. So here we are, welcome to Behind the Smoke Screens. We're presented by Coopers Craft Bourbon. Amazing bourbon out of Kentucky, 100 proof, great flavors, super smooth. This week we have an amazing cocktail, phenomenal cocktail made by Ashley Smokin'. It's a whiskey Paloma. It has freshly squeezed grape juice, a drizzle of honey, and of course the Coopers Craft Bourbon.
It's good. Ooh, that is good.
So cheers to you guys.
Like the right amount of sweet.
Cheers.
Cheers. And I went for my wine. Wait, it is good. I swear it is.
Wine and whiskey. Shayna over here.
Double fisting over here.
So, we have a very special guest here, Mr. Myron Bell. How are you doing today?
Glad to be here. Thank you for the invite.
Yeah, no doubt. It's a little chilly out here, so we appreciate you coming outside on our beautiful patio with the palm trees in the background. It's about 50 degrees. We just had a hurricane here, and definitely
It's kind of nippy.
Yeah.
His head
not
is
too
cold.
bad.
That's why he put his
His
hood
bald
on.
head is cold right now.
we can get you a hat if you want.
Right.
Because he told me it was cold.
Right.
We need that heater over here.
So Myron is a former NFL player, played for the Steelers, played on the Super Bowl team in 1996.
Hey.
Went to Michigan State University and is very accomplished. And
Wait, so you're used to the cold?
No,
Come on
not
now.
anymore.
Wait a minute.
I've been in North Carolina for 20
us.
years, so
Yeah.
I done got soft.
right,
Yeah, I done got accustomed to this warm weather, man.
Yeah.
And my skin not built for the Midwest anymore.
right. But we're really thankful to have you on, and I guess we want to start with what are you smoking today?
Plenencia. It's something that I had before,
Mm-hmm.
and it never fails. It's a great stick. It's something that I had like 2 or 3 times, and this is one of the special occasion type sticks
Yeah,
that I have when I'm celebrating something.
Yeah,
This is one of the ones I go to.
right.
So
It's a really
sort of kind of this night is that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a super special cigar.
Mm-hmm.
It's out of Nicaragua. It's got about 12 years of age on it, which is really rare to have every leaf of the cigar be at least 12 years old.
I didn't know that.
Sometimes the cigar will say age 3 years, age 7 years. That doesn't mean every leaf in the cigar is aged that long.
Right.
But this one, I've literally been to the factory in Nicaragua, and they have an entire aging room dedicated just for this cigar.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, truly amazing.
Like with me, man, like say as far as I'm married now, 20 years and
Ooh, congratulations.
Congrats.
3 kids. But if you ask me what I like, I can't tell you. I like what I like. You know what I mean?
You just know.
Like when I see it, I can't say like as far as women. Tall, short, light, dark.
Yeah.
I have a couple of features that I focus on, but I like what I like. You know what I mean? So
you just appreciate the finer things.
and then I take that and see, how it goes. But these one of those ones that I never knew anything like you just mentioned, but I tried it.
Yeah.
I like what I like.
just
What's my
knew.
favorite cigar?
Yeah.
I like what I like.
And that's what it's all about. What are you smoking, Shayna?
Rocky Patel. You might have to tell me about what's exactly.
It's a 1999, little mild smoke, Connecticut wrapper, easy, good for people who don't smoke much.
And you guys probably know that by now too. I don't smoke every episode,
Right.
but
Yeah.
occasionally I do, and tonight is one of those nights. Where is the lighter?
It's a good lighter right there.
Lighter,
Take it home with me.
I'm well known for struggling with a lighter. So.
I find lighters every week.
So, how about them Steelers, man? 8-0, right?
The Steelers are 8-0, man. They're doing I think a great job with this COVID thing going on. It can fall off tomorrow. You know, with a player being out. But as far as today, the Steelers are 8-0, and they look pretty good.
They do.
I think over the years, just trying to find a way. Ben has been kind of off a little bit, but I think that, you know, through the injury that he had and missed last season, he's found a new mojo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's showing up. You know, he's the old Ben.
Yeah.
But for how much longer, I don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean? But for now, we'll take it. And it's either this year or we're starting over somewhere else.
Yeah.
How old is he?
Ben is probably like 37, 38.
Yeah. He's up there.
Right. He came out with Phillip Rivers and
Eli Manning.
And Eli Manning. Eli Manning is retired now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And Phillip Rivers.
Is he though?
Yeah.
Yeah, he retired.
He's done.
He's retired.
He's
Doesn't he keep coming back?
No,
like we say, he's done.
That was Brett Favre.
He's done.
That was Brett Favre. And you guys don't have to deal with Tom Brady in the AFC.
I don't think the Steelers. My last game was losing to Tom Brady.
Really? In the
year
playoffs?
of 9/11. That was my last game in the AFC Championship.
Yeah.
So Tom Brady had beat Bledsoe out. All right. So Tom Brady started in the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
We put him out the game, hurt.
Yeah.
Then Bledsoe come back.
Yeah.
And he was on fire.
Really?
And they scored like 2 special team touchdowns.
Yeah.
So the 9/11 Patriot year and all that stuff, it was just their time. And they sent me home, and that was my last game. Now I'm retired now.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
And that's what Tom Brady did to so many people.
Right.
You know?
20 years, man.
Yeah. He's still doing it, too.
Right. Well, not like it was.
Right.
Not like it was.
But he's still got a little something.
I think so. You still got to respect him.
But that team in 01, it was 01, right? Dwayne Washington was on that team, wasn't he?
Doug.
Yeah.
So D-Wash, he and I came out the same year, obviously.
Right.
And I think we both were in the Senior Bowl. And then he was a guy that I think he did well in the post after the season combine type things, and did pretty well.
He was highly touted, wasn't he?
Well, he was okay, but then he went to the combine and he just bolstered up to the first round because he wasn't invited to the draft thing that the NFL has, but he went anyway.
Yeah.
But he ended up going first round.
Wow.
Right. And so he went to Minnesota and had a pretty good year. And then so it was our both fourth year going into a free agency.
Yeah.
And so I'm waiting for my payday, and then they signed him.
Yeah.
Even though we play different positions. And they signed him, I'm like, well, there goes the money. So I ended up going to Cincinnati.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But then I came back after Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And we played 1 year together.
Yeah.
And got to know him, got to meet him. Great guy.
And were you mad?
He is a great guy.
Were you upset when they paid him instead of you?
I was hurt.
Yeah.
Not mad.
Yeah.
But since he played a different position, it was a business move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I was good with that.
Okay.
But once I got to know him and whatever, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
We call him Dub. Yeah.
Oh,
Dub,
really?
Dub. Yeah.
Okay.
For the Washington, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Dub.
yeah.
Call him Dub.
Yeah. Now all his friends call him D-Wash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably NC State thing. But he's a great guy. He's a great guy.
Yeah, he's a super nice guy.
Yeah.
We had him on a few weeks ago. Great interview.
He smokes cigars?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's surprising.
We kind of got him into it.
Oh, yeah?
He came in probably a year ago, and he was like, let's try this thing. We set him up with a bright red humidor.
Yeah.
We got him stocked up.
That's why, because it was
That's
red.
different. That's different.
Yeah.
But that's,
Got
you know,
pulled in.
you're talking about 15 years later. You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
kind of different from
Yeah.
Yeah. How long you been smoking cigars?
I started at it probably about my 4th year in the league, so about 26.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I remember, guys smoking on, it's like a celebration type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I tried it,
Mm-hmm.
and I smoked Monte Cristos or whatever. And then I enjoyed it so much, I went and bought a box of Monte Cristos and threw them in the cabinet. No humidor, no lighter, no cutter, you know what I mean? They all went dead. And so I didn't do that anymore, but I still smoke every now and again as far as celebration type deals. But as far as becoming a smoker, like, know what I'm doing, about 2000.
Okay.
2000.
That was kind of in the cigar boom as well.
Yeah.
So was there a big scene in Cincinnati? You said year 4, right, in the league?
That still was in Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay.
Right. And so in Pittsburgh, I started to kind of get it. In Cincinnati, just buy whatever. It was acids and all that stuff.
Right.
But by the time I got back to Pittsburgh, at this time, you're still able to smoke in Morton's.
Yeah.
And so we would, after a game, go eat steak, and then they had a smoking room, smoke there, and then it's kind of just built from there. And then once I moved to Charlotte, it was just, the smoking ban kind of changed it a little bit, but I was already rolling then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I started looking for places to smoke after the smoking ban.
Yeah. What's your favorite place to enjoy a cigar in Charlotte?
Oh, man. It ain't even close. Burner Cigar.
My man, Josh.
Yeah, Josh,
Yeah.
man. I'm probably the longest standing member there. You know
Really?
what I mean? Yeah.
That's
We've gone
awesome.
about 9 years.
Yeah.
You know?
I love that guy.
Right.
He's a great dude.
Oh, man, he's awesome. He's awesome. He's a guy that's a full-time fireman, you know what I mean, but has a shop. And so it's a great place. I came down here with, 5 of my, guys from there. And it's a place that's, I tell them often, like, I don't miss football.
Right.
I miss the locker room and the paychecks.
Yeah.
Right. So
That's kind of what D-Wash said.
yeah, you miss the locker room and the paychecks.
Yeah.
And so Burners is my locker room
The camaraderie.
where
yeah.
you can talk to guys and you talk about, I don't like talking about politics. I don't like talking about religion, but life, marriage,
Sports.
kids, sports.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it go on and on.
Yeah.
And then, it's the brothers and sisters of the leaf. You know what I mean? You talk about any and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And it's beneficial.
And we're all here because of cigars.
The leaf.
Yeah, exactly.
leaf.
And that's the beautiful thing about it.
Right.
Yeah. So when we had, I hate to keep bringing this up, when we had D-Wash on, I reached out to Willie Colon. He's a former Steeler
O-lineman.
O-lineman,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
And I was like, hey, we're having D-Wash on. You want to ask him any questions? And a good question that I want to ask you that he kind of gave me a hint on was, who was the hardest person that you ever had to tackle?
So you got to think about the NFL. Like, I don't care what the team record is. There's an NFL guy or a first round guy on every team at every position. And so whether they're winning or losing, it's still a bona fide first round guy that's running the ball.
Oh, yeah.
So, I can say Marcus Allen, who I played against, Jerome Bettis, who I played against, then we were teammates.
Right.
I can say Eddie George. I can say
Emmitt Smith.
Thurman Thomas, Emmitt Smith. But the hardest person that I tackled maybe a couple times, and I was lucky, Barry Sanders.
Oh, yeah.
Real deal.
Super elusive.
Not powerful, but he right here, and then right here over there. Like, he like, she right here, right?
Yeah.
Now he over there.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like a 4-3 guy. So explosive in vision. Just on a whole different level.
And all the running backs coming out of college, they always say, who's the guy you watch most tape of? And it's always...
It's him, man.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, you can study him all you want, but it was just God-given.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Emmett wasn't fast. His vision got him through, and a big offensive line, and Troy Aikman and the receivers he had. But Barry Sanders had half of that.
Yeah.
and still did what he did.
Yeah.
And stopped the game way before it was time for him to finish.
Right. Which was probably a good move too.
Well, he made that decision because of, I think more so of his personality.
Right.
He didn't like the media attention like that. And he probably didn't want to be the all-time rushing leader. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know what else was going on with inside the franchise, but it's something that him told him that enough is enough.
Right. Interesting.
I just have to know, what's the energy like at the Super Bowl? Tell us like your experience with that, and like what does it feel like to be on the field there?
All right, so going back to my rookie year, right? We played the San Diego Chargers, and we had lost to them in the regular season, but we already secured the number 1 seed. So we went there, and Coach Coward rested, the starters, and they won. But it didn't matter to us because we still were the number 1 seed. But we ended up playing them again in the AFC Championship game. And they came to Pittsburgh the whole week. It's snowing the whole week.
Right.
Like it's probably 5-6 inches of snow. But on the day of the game, the freaking sun come out and the snow melting, and we like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And for some reason, we lost that game.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And so that was kind of tough. So then my second year, we second seed, and we won our game, and we won the second game, and then Kansas City lost. So we ended up hosting the AFC Championship again against the Colts.
Wow.
Right? And so it comes down to so come back that same year, Rod Woodson blew out his knee trying to tackle Barry Sanders.
Right. And he was y'all's best defensive back.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
He the best all time to me.
Yeah.
I mean, growing up, I was a Deion Sanders fan.
Yeah.
But after watching this guy,
He's better than Prime?
He's a total package.
Wow.
He gonna tackle.
Yeah.
He gonna return punts, kickoffs, pick it off. He's a better football player.
Right.
Right. And so Rod, second game of the season, tried to tackle Barry on our sideline, blow his knee out. So now, our Hall of Fame guy is done for the season. And so now they got different guys trying to play corner. It didn't work out.
Right.
We losing games. So they move Carnell Lake, which should be an all-pro safety, to cornerback. So once they move him to cornerback, that's when I came in. Because I was normally a dime player, which is when you bring in more than 4 DBs.
So you cover the slot.
Hell no. No. I'm in the back.
Okay, gotcha.
Right. So a safety come in, and then a corner move to the slot.
Gotcha.
Right. And so I comes in, and we play the first game, Jacksonville, on we 3-4. Come in the game, Bell, you starting. We win 9 straight.
Yeah.
During the regular season. Right. Rod's hurt. Carnell Lake is playing corner. I come in at safety. Right. So we play the Colts in the AFC Championship game, and it's a tough game. Comes down to a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Randy Fuller come tip it, and then the Colts receiver about to catch it, and then I tip it.
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
Wow.
All right. So we go to the Super Bowl.
So you're the reason you went to the Super Bowl.
Nah, I give it to Randy Fuller.
Okay.
I give it to
He
Randy.
threw that in there,
I give it to
though.
Randy Fuller. I give it to Randy Fuller.
But you were the last one to tip
He's
it.
just being humble.
Sort of, kind of.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
okay.
But it looked
Little humility.
It looked like if you wasn't right there, it looked like he caught it because
Really?
Randy tipped it and the guy was falling on the ground, and so he's on the ground. I tip it one last time, and then it hit the ground, and home in his hands, and he jumped up celebrating, trying to sell it.
Yeah.
But luckily the ref was there. It was no good.
Yeah.
Bam, win the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Right. So my second year in the league, I'm in the freaking Super Bowl starting against the Dallas Cowboys.
Wow. And you guys were serious underdogs too.
For
The Super Bowl. I think I looked it up. I think you were a
probably
13.5 point underdog.
Probably so because of they already won 3, but they had changed coaches from Jimmy Johnson to Switzer.
Oh, gotcha.
I think it's Switzer
Yeah, I think so.
from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Right. So he was trying to do whatever, but they already had a nucleus that was Super Bowl.
Right.
So going to the Super Bowl in Arizona, we got curfew and everybody's checking to make sure we're sleeping. They out partying, crime throwing parties, and
of course,
everywhere. So starting out, during that game, it was kind of tough because we kind of didn't warm up until almost the second quarter. So it was a pretty good game, but Neil had a couple miscues. You know what I mean?
Is that your quarterback?
Yeah. Neil O'Donnell. Yeah. So yeah.
I looked at his stats and they were really, really bad in the Super Bowl game.
Yeah. But the thing is, people try to come down on Neil, man. But Neil, in that Colts game, he's the one that got us there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And,
How was the atmosphere? Could you feel going back to Shayna's question? Could you feel a huge difference from like a regular season game?
So you're so locked in, and the hoopla is something you can't even.
Right.
So I never told this story. So I'm at the hotel, all right. Phone ring, answer. Some young lady is on the phone telling me about me to like make me know her. Like, no, I don't know you. She know what school I went to, what city I was in, how old I was.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I don't remember you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so just those type of things, that distraction is real.
So you think that Dallas had them call you?
No. It's just something that happens.
Wait, can you finish the story though? Because this is good.
But didn't happen from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't happen from it.
So what do you think it was?
Well, social media wasn't out there yet.
Right.
But just access for the public is there.
Right.
They can find out where you're staying at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Called the hotel?
Right. They know your name.
Wait, the room that you
The
were in?
room I was in.
Wow.
Right. It's easy. It's like so.
Somebody probably that worked there gave.
It may be, but I didn't fall for it.
Yeah.
I didn't fall for it. But it's. I mean, now fast forward to nowadays with social media, it's even easier.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
They know where you are.
Right. Every Sunday, they know where you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But so she called me like, she made me think that I really knew her. You know what I mean? But then I asked a couple questions like, that's BS.
Yeah.
Like,
You didn't fall for that.
And go to sleep. But just the whole going to clubs. I mean, the Super Bowl is the biggest event.
Yeah.
That's on the earth. Like really. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Soccer is big other places and the NBA championship is big or whatever. But the Super Bowl, man, is the greatest show on earth, man.
It's global.
There's nothing like it,
It's
man.
worldwide.
The whole world shut down to watch Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And so our game, I think, at this time in it's Super Bowl 30, and this was 96?
96, yeah.
This was the most viewed game because it was like 95 million or something like that. And so something else I didn't tell you, I grew up a Steeler fan.
Right.
Like from damn near from birth.
Wow.
Steeler bike, Steeler alarm clock, Steeler bed sheets, curtains.
That's crazy.
Right. So I lived a dream.
Yeah.
I lived a dream. You know what I mean? And so just being in that and in the neighborhood is at this time, from Toledo, Ohio, it's either you're a Dallas Cowboy fan or a Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
Yeah.
And now I'm growing up from being a fan, and then I get drafted by him. I'm in the locker room like, I'm in awe, bro.
Is this real life?
Yeah. I prayed for it, you know what I mean? And just in there, and like Franco Harris was here, and Mean Joy was there, and Rocky Bleier was there, and Lynn Swan was there, and Terry Brock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, wow.
The legends, yeah.
So from that, I'm not getting cut.
Right.
You know what I mean? In my mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was a 5th round pick, so in my mind, once I got, the opportunity, it probably wouldn't matter what team I went to. But to be there,
yeah,
I'm not going home. Y'all going to have to kill me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
I was able to play for them for 6 years.
Wow. That's truly amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever have any other instances where you were like stalked like that? Like say you had a big party and someone was like,
well, some like my personality, there's no diva about my personality or want fame. I just want to do my job and be left alone.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I kind of was with guys like-minded type people. You know what I mean? So I never wanted to be that attention. You know what I mean? So I remember getting to Pittsburgh, right, and finding an apartment. Everybody was moving out to the suburbs. I'm like, no, I want to move back this way. You know what I mean? Kind of, I ain't gonna say the ghetto, but it was a section of, you know, lower income type Jones, but it was nice.
Yeah.
That's what I want to be. You know what I mean? Because I wanted
to be with the people.
I want those people to see me because that's who I was.
Right.
Right? Because normally you get that and then you go away.
Yeah.
Right? So I took myself back to that kid who I was, because I never went to a college camp. I never went to NFL game, NBA game, and nothing like that. So my first professional experience, I played in a game, preseason game.
Wow.
And so I moved to that place because I wanted to be visible to those who are less fortunate, can see and touch. I'm buying ice cream on certain days. It wasn't a lot.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean? Because it's the first time I had money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I made sure I touched them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
The families in that area. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
Those people will always remember that too. I bet they still remember that.
Right. Well, I don't know, but that was my to-do, and I did that.
Yeah. And that just made you feel fulfilled. You know, that's really amazing.
Right. So it was a lady across the street, and I can't think of her name, and I used to give her tickets to the game, like whenever she wanted them. Her and her kids, but every Sunday after the game, she would watch me come home after the game. Ding dong. Sunday dinner.
No way.
Sunday dinner, man.
That's cool.
Right. And
I bet that was good cooking
for 6 years, bro. For 6 years. Never asked for it.
Yeah.
Right. All I did, I mean, she started doing it before I gave her tickets. But you kind of like something, you know, I got to give you something.
Yeah.
And she didn't want to take them.
Yeah.
And she probably never went. But she gave them to her kids. And we good now. You know what I mean? I did my part. I'm not just taking from you. You know what I mean? But she probably wouldn't look at it anyway. But that was just the person. That's who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you think I find that when I'm in a really sad place or I'm going through something really difficult in my life, that the way I can turn that around the quickest is by doing something like that for someone else and making somebody else happy, even in like my pain. I think there's something to be said for giving in that way, because it like enriches us to be able to make somebody else happy, even if we can't be happy at that time, and somehow it just makes us happy to do that. Right.
So that's a good thing, but to do it just because, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like your being, like that's what I do, that's who I am.
Yeah.
Like my same
No, I got you.
like my same guys from third grade, you know, they still with me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't go get clicked up and got these people. Nah. Same people that were with me is still with me today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And obviously not all of them, but about 5 of them. Wow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's just who I am. I'm a giver.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I it's to a fault. You know what I mean? Because financially, when you are making that money and it's new to you and no one showed you, like your dad, you know what I mean?
Right.
He showed you the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You didn't know it, but he showed you the way.
Yeah.
And even though he didn't set you down at the table and tell you do X, Y, and Z, but from his example, he showed you how to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And now I got access to more than my whole generation ever had.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I'm a giver. And so that coach that took you to practice in middle school or bought you some cliques or bought you some McDonald's, now I got a little bit of money. Hey, I got some bills. I need $2,000. I can't say I don't have it.
Yeah.
Here you go, Coach. Thanks, Coach.
He knows you have it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's how it goes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You feel entitled to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, for your family, for the coaches.
Did that hurt you?
I mean, at some point, yeah. I mean,
that's what I was gonna say. Are you entitled though? I mean, you want to help people because that's naturally who you are. But at some point, when you're in your position, people can take advantage of people.
You got to say no.
So at some point, you have to say no, or at least create some boundaries. If you don't have any boundaries, then you're going to lose everything you have.
Right. So the thing is though, for one, you can't say I ain't got it.
Right.
You can say no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All that. But the thing is, these people are so near and dear to me, and what they did for me, there's no amount on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's not everybody that bought me clicks or everybody gave me a ride home. There's a few that you like, you know what? You know what I mean? I will, because I do. Now, I'm not going to be stupid. You can't do this like next week. You know what I mean? But for like this once or twice, excuse me, if I got it where I come from, if I got it, you got it. You know what I mean? No matter what circumstance. If I got it, you got it. And it was one of those type of deals. But it just goes, man. It's just people just pulling. It's like, bro, I never had this before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I ain't homeless. I'm a disclaimer. I ain't homeless. I ain't never been hungry and all these other things. But I'm just talking about the mismanagement of some monies that you do being young.
Right.
Well, and that's what happens to people that win lotteries and stuff. They get really bad off. Like most of them actually get have terrible experiences after
or die.
Yeah.
Right.
And people take advantage of them, or they have to completely shift their life, or whatever it is. And it's usually not a positive experience, even though
it's so easy.
Yeah.
So I talk to some of my friends because, you know, I'm just an open person and talk to people. And so, you know, I talk to them. If I had $1 million, I'll do this and that. All right, okay. All right. What's the first thing you gonna buy? A house. How much? I don't know, 400, 500 grand. All right. You're already dead. You know what I mean? Because $1 million ain't $1 million.
Yeah.
Uncle Sam get it's gonna be what?
Yeah.
$750?
Yeah.
You going to get a $500,000 house? All right, you got $250 left. What you gonna get left? I'm gonna get a car. What kind of car you gonna get? I'm gonna get the 600.
Yeah.
150. You're done already.
Yeah.
How you gonna furnish the house? How you gonna maintain the house?
Right.
You know what I mean? How you gonna pay your bills? You know what I mean?
Take out a loan.
Right. Right.
So now they have, from what I understand, they have all these rookie programs when you go in the NFL that train you how to manage your money.
They always had them.
Oh, really? Okay.
They always. So I think after I was drafted, they started doing the symposium, right? So, but when I was in the league, they you go until like once you're eligible to like possibly be in the NFL, there's so many seminars, combines, brochures, everything telling you about what they have to offer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you so much locked in on the chase, you like, F that.
Right.
I want that contract. You know what I mean? And so, bam, you get the contract. There's so many seminars and camp, and they telling you about these benefits of the NFL, being NFL. You know what I mean? But you living your life. I'm 23. I ain't never had this before. All right, I do that like when I'm 8 years in, because I don't want to hear that right now.
Yeah, right.
Because you go from high school.
Trying to think long term.
Right.
You're like, I'm not talking about retirement plan. I want a new car.
They telling you.
Go to the nicest restaurant.
They are spelling it out letter by letter, telling you like the things on not to do.
Yeah.
But I'm going to get that fancy car, and I'm going to get these fancy clothes, and I'm going to get a fancy house. But you really don't need that. You know what I mean? And those who listen to him are probably better off after they retire.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
But a lot of it comes from your upbringing. Mm-hmm. If you have not eaten, low income, you know, and some other things, and you get it, it's like a celebration, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just so many bad things come from that because I made it.
Yeah.
Like I made it. Like from like 5 years old, this has been my dream. I've been telling everybody. Mm-hmm. And now I'm 23. I made it.
On the Steelers.
So, for me, I lived a dream.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
a dream that not a lot of people get to live.
Right.
That want to live, that don't get that opportunity. So
yeah, it's
like
I say, man, it's more special because something I share too, like on draft day, right? You know, you go through the combine and pro days, and you're projected to go between second and fourth round. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, you got teams calling and all that. Okay, all right, that's where I'm going. So I leave school to go home, you know, to my mom's house. And I know I'm not going first round. I'm like, yeah, some chance to go second round. Mm-hmm. And this is at the time when they had moved the draft. So the year before me, it was 8 rounds. My year was the first year 7 rounds, right? And so I go back to mom's house. I'm in the basement waiting. I got my same 5 guys, you know, there. And so second round go by, you know, I ain't expect to go anywhere. Second day it go from 3 to 5 or 3 to 7, something like that. Mm-hmm. And so I'm down there and I'm watching these guys go before me. I'm like, he not better than me.
Yeah.
You know? But whatever happens, knees or whatever. And so, but like by the 4th round, I had a meltdown, man. Got the sheet over my head. I'm crying, like, and my mom, you know, like, man, it's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
And so I get a call. So I was the fifth round pick, the 140th out of the whole draft, right? And so I get the call, and my guy's sitting there and my mom's sitting there. I get the call and I'm like, I don't want to get them excited. Like, I'm gonna wait. So at this time, ain't no Twitter or nothing like that. I gotta wait for the ticker. Across ESPN, right? So I see the ticker come up. I jump up. I'm crying. I'm lightweight sad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I go to my mom and like, Mom, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry because my dream was to get you in a better place, house, car, quit your job.
Yeah.
And so I'm apologizing to her, sorry, because that was my dream. And she was like, what the hell wrong with you?
Yeah.
I love her.
I've been buying this Pittsburgh since you were like 8 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I came to like, damn, you're right.
Yeah.
But my mind was made up on some other things.
Right.
But she told me that, and I appreciate the moment, and it kind of helped me. But when I got to camp, fast forward, I went back to Michigan State, packed my apartment up as much as I could. Whatever I left, y'all can have it. I ain't coming back.
Yeah.
And went up there, and I had like 2 other guys that got drafted from Michigan State that were there in Pittsburgh with me. And they were like, you ain't gonna leave something because you might get cut? I'm not going back.
Yeah.
And I told them that. And went up there and just was flying around.
All or nothing. Yeah.
Pretty much. That's what it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Mom set me straight because I was caught up on the things that I wanted to do for her. But she said, what she brought back to me is, you dreamed about this as a kid.
Yeah.
And told me about this. Like, she put up signs of 3rd grade scribble scrabble of, I want to play in the NFL and I want to work with kids.
Wow.
Right.
It's
so
beautiful.
My whole life has been like a dream, bro. I honestly, I have never worked a day in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. So what was it like after you retired?
That was tough because you can get to 55, you know, that's your retirement time, your retirement date, but I retired at 31.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? At 31.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Right, at 31. Right,
Yeah.
right. And so for those, I say 7 years, I made more than enough money. You know what I mean? You got Uncle Sam, you got financial and all that stuff. You got family, all that. You don't make enough money to like sit on your ass for the rest of your life until you get like that real like multi-million-dollar deal.
Mm-hmm.
I never had that, and there's no excuses.
Yeah.
Right. For my years, I probably made the minimum.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of different,
Mm-hmm.
but it was more than enough money that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So after I retired, I moved to Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Bought a nice home.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Didn't know I was going to retire
Mm-hmm.
because they don't say you're done. It's when the phone starts ringing.
Yeah.
And so
That's
I
what
worked,
Dwayne said.
right. So I
Yeah.
worked out for a whole year thinking I'm gonna get that call.
Yeah.
And I got a couple calls, but no one, because at this time they had just put the new CBA in
Mhm.
to where, like, before they put that new CBA in, the minimum was for my year was like 300.
Mm-hmm.
But when they put the new CBA in, it was 800.
Mm.
Right? Like, I would have took 100.
Yeah.
But the CBA says because you're vested, it has to be 800. And so now it's a business decision for these teams to say, do I want to pay this one guy 800 or do I want to draft 4 guys and pay him 200?
Right. Because you had so many years in the
Right.
league. Okay,
Right.
that makes sense.
And there's a lot of like guys that's more accomplished than me that were Pro Bowlers and all of that. Because of that business deal, you get more for your money.
Yeah.
So I can invest in this guy for 1 year
Mm-hmm.
for 800,
Mm-hmm.
or I can draft somebody and get 4 of them, and I got their rights for 4 years,
Yeah. At a minimum of 200, right?
or less than that.
Yeah.
Right,
And now I think the veterans minimum is
600.
really.
When I came in the league, it was 108.
Wow.
The base was 108. Now today, it's right about 600. And all right. So I mentioned to you about the new CBA when I was, entitled to the 800.
Mm-hmm.
The new CBA says that they're starting at 6, and every year they're going up 100,000 until
Yeah.
they get to $1 million.
Yeah.
So when they get to $1 million, the base salary is going to be $1 million in like 3 years.
Wow.
So you a kicker from Gardner Webb,
Mm-hmm.
and you make an NFL team, your base is $1 million.
Wow. That's nuts.
Right. So I look at that as big.
I think I'm gonna start playing football.
might be too
Can
late, but
a little bit older than
I look at
31.
that though. I look at that.
Retirement age.
I look at that though, and I can go back to thinking about how much Mean Joe Green made, and he was way tougher than anybody that can probably ever play the game.
Right.
How much was he making?
Yeah.
50,000.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it just a change of times that happens to where it just goes up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just how it is.
So what was the life like in Charlotte when you stopped getting the calls? How did you find that structure?
So it was hard because of I just made this big purchase.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Thinking that I had 2 or 3 more years left.
Can you set that scene for a second though? Like the season ends and then you're in an off season, right?
Mhm.
A waiting that's a waiting period
Right.
essentially.
When you're a free agent.
And and then you're waiting for a call to say
Right.
come back to the team or some
any
other team wants
any team.
you.
Right,
Any
right,
team.
right. So
So at that point your contract is up.
when you're a free
That's what
agent,
free
your
agent
contract is
means?
up, no money coming in.
I'm trying to learn because
Right,
I
right.
don't know all the
Right.
lingo.
So after a week or playoff or whatever, no. After week 17, there's no more checks.
Okay.
All right. For one thing for the NFL, you get paid for 17 weeks. If you make 20 million, you get that in 17 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice.
Right? If you go beyond that in the playoffs, right. If you
That's
go
amazing.
beyond that in the playoffs, you get like bonuses, playoff bonuses.
Mhm.
Like win the first playoff game, that's 15,000.
Mm-hmm.
When the second one is 30,000.
Yeah.
Win the AFC or NFC Championship, that's 50,000.
Mm-hmm.
Win the Super Bowl, that's another 50,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's outside your contract.
Mm-hmm. That's
know
your
what I mean?
bonus money.
extra bonus money.
Yeah.
Right.
How's all that money being funded? Is it all just like ticket sales and?
I don't give a damn where it come from. But
I'm just curious. I mean, we're talking about behind the smoke screen. So
I'm
trying to understand,
I
like,
think
how do they do
league
that
money.
for every
From,
player?
league money.
It's from TV deals,
Right.
ticket
Because everybody gets the
sales.
same thing.
Commercials.
Right. Everybody gets the same thing. So if our base contract, you're making
Oh, that's interesting.
$5 million and I'm making $100,000. After that 17 weeks, we make the same thing.
That's interesting.
Right. We make the same. So
did
a
not
lot of
know
people
that.
are taking pay cuts.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But for the ones in my state, I'm making more money. You know what I
But
mean?
then getting to the Super Bowl, then that's the extra.
Right. It's, all of it's extra after week 17.
Yeah.
Playoff, it's all extra. You know what I mean?
But is it extra then at that point? Is
15,000?
it all like playoff games?
15,000?
For a week.
15,000?
That's crazy.
Right. right.
Wait, I do have
But
a question.
some-
Go ahead.
Some players get more because they structure that into their bonus, right?
So, all right. So, I just went through the whole thing about playoff games and Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Right. So, you go through the whole thing. If you win like round 1, round 2, round 3, Super Bowl, you got that money.
Yeah.
Now, your contract incentives, what you're talking about, interceptions, sacks, rushing yards, most receptions, all that. Everybody gets paid on like February 15th. All that money comes in one check
Yeah.
across the league.
Yeah.
Right. So all your incentives and all that, the Super Bowl playoff money, is one time cut check.
Wow.
When you
Okay.
say incentives, though, are you trying to hit a certain stat for
Oh,
that?
Well, that happens in the negotiation of you signing a contract to the team.
Okay.
Right.
They say we want you to be able to do this, this, and this, and
Well,
if you
no,
can do that, then
your
you make this.
representative, your agent
They
is
base
speaking
it
on
off-
your behalf
Oh.
on like, I believe in him, and if he get 6 interceptions, he get 50,000 more.
So all these people, all these players have agents, unless you're a free agent, which means you don't have an agent.
No. Free agent is when your contract is up. Everyone needs an agent to speak on their behalf.
Okay.
The free agent is your contract is up with that team.
Okay.
That's what that means. Your agent is your agent, whether you're a free agent or not signed with the team. He's still working on your behalf.
Okay.
So like Tom Brady, like if he throws 20 touchdowns, he's gonna get a certain amount of
Right,
money for
right.
throwing.
He's already
20
getting 20.
touchdowns.
He's already getting 25.
Yeah.
But he's working on getting top of that 25. He could
Right.
probably make another 20 million off of the 20 touchdowns.
Who are these people that are agents, sports agents? They got to be making some
They
really
make it-
good money
Look him up.
because they're
Drew
making
Rosenhaus.
negotiations.
Yeah, look him up.
Jay-Z's in the game now.
Right. Well, he has a firm,
Gary Vee?
but he's not doing the
Well,
contracts.
no, he wants to own.
Yeah, he's not
Yeah.
doing the contracts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
But going back to what you mentioned, so once the transition was tough.
Yeah.
Because now I have money saved and all that, but now I have more time because when you're doing that, man, you're so from 9 to 9. You know what I mean? I'm working out, eating, working out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's nothing.
Yeah.
Right? It's team activities that you're involved in. Now it's nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you're working out and doing the things that you normally do, but it's kind of different. And it's like you sit and wait for the phone call.
Mm-hmm.
And then after a while, some people wait 6 months, some people wait a year, some people wait a year and a half.
Mm.
I got to where if I don't get a call by Christmas, I'm going to retire
Right.
because it consumes your life
Mm.
every day. And I got a wife, and at this time I had my first son. I work out, I would sit and watch TV and the phone right here, and I wouldn't leave it until, you know what I mean? It consumes you because that's all I ever did for pretty much, I was 31 years, say 25 years.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Now it's over.
Right.
It's over.
Yeah.
And so now what's the next thing?
Mm-hmm.
I know some things I like to do, but I don't know the main thing I want to do to bring in income because everything else you do is like charity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Now I'm looking for income.
All right, but wait, this is all you've ever known. This is all you've ever done, and you don't get the call. How do you accept that
It's over.
as an athlete who loves the game, at that point, were you like, I kind of expect this because my age or whatever it is, or are you like, is there just this moment of acceptance of that?
Well, it was kind of hard for me because of I had never been cut, I had never been waived, I never been inactive, meaning I never missed a game. Like nothing. Like I played.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it just got down to the business part of it and who you know. And if you don't know enough people and you haven't accomplished like certain things in your career, like notches, phone start ringing.
But can you look back at all those years and just say, you know what, I'm just grateful for the opportunities that I had, and I am in a position that not a lot of people get to be in, even though that's what they really they dream of.
So
you're in a unique position already, but you get kind of caught up. You get kind of caught up in that because you get used to it.
So there's no. It's like a halfway, right? I think some people look at it as like I done blah 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 in the NFL, like they owe me a chance. Or some people look at I'm thankful for the chance I had. And those who say I'm thankful for the chance and opportunity are better in their transition to moving on with real life. Those that are I'm mad at them not giving me another opportunity, those are the ones that struggle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I was one of those ones that, you bitter because
that's honest.
I still can play.
That's probably how everybody feels.
And
really.
I'm watching people who I came in the league with, and I know he ain't better than me, but he got a better relationship with a coach that want to pull him in. Yeah. But it is what it is.
Right.
So you got to move on. And so moving on to the next thing is challenging because this is what I did. But you have to go back, like, what's your passion? And so mom showed me a letter I wrote to her in the second, third grade of, I want to play in NFL and I want to work with kids. And so, to 31, I played football. And then transition, that was 5 years trying to find out what I wanted to do. But at 32, I knew what I wanted to do. And it was kids. Nice. And so I invested a lot of money into get a residential treatment facility. Nice. Bought a property and went through all the regulations of trying to get certified to get group home kids into my, did all of that. It didn't work out.
Yeah.
Boom, go to the next thing. Create a foundation, Bridge of Faith, trying to get kids. Once I got like more information on group home kids, well, at 18, they kicked out. And they're normally in homeless shelters at 18.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I want to find something for them. This is in 07, 08. Economy crashed. So now I'm like, well, damn, I got to find a job. You know what I mean? Right. I got to find a job.
Yeah.
Before I spend all my damn money into these things, right?
Yeah.
And so I've been working with CMS for 14 years now, working with kids.
Wow. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I saw that you coach as well, youth football.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start from the beginning. So my son, my son is he's junior, but
he's a Tar Heel, right?
Right. So he goes by my middle name. He's Corey Bell, Jr.
I'm a Tar Heel too.
So he played at Chapel Hill. He came out in 15. Cornerback, played there. Finished last year, but then he got granted another year, so he is a grad transfer at Elon now.
Oh, nice.
Right?
Yeah.
And their master's
down the road.
In their master's program. So he graduated from Chapel Hill with a communication and sports administration.
Wow.
From Chapel Hill.
Amazing.
And then he got a transfer year, so he's in their MBA program at Elon. Doing well. I'm just like, just finish it.
Yeah.
He's 23. I'm like, man, finish it. You know what I mean? And so his first year of football was flag football. He's 5 years old. And I'm out there like, so the dad is coaching. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? Like, he got two boys out there that don't want to be there.
Right.
And I'm complaining to my wife for like 3 weeks. She like, why don't you do it? I'm like, nah. And what the heck? And did it. So I just followed him through, started recruiting kids with tackle. And,
Wait, at 5 years old?
no, I'm saying as he got older.
Right.
You know what I mean? As he got older.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the 5-year-olds, they like run to the sidelines and
Right.
sit in your lap for a
Right.
few minutes, and they go back out to the field.
Well, those that did that, they weren't on my team.
Oh Lord, that's my kids.
Right.
And you used to coach. Didn't you bring on Brinson Buckner?
So on the same thing, so me and Brinson Buckner, that's my brother. Like we were drafted into Pittsburgh the same year.
Yeah.
So we played in Pittsburgh for 3 years together.
Mm-hmm. And you played for the Panthers. I was a huge fan of his.
So his wife is from Columbus, South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So when I told him I was thinking about moving here, they drove down, families hung out, whatever. Then we moved here. The year we moved here, he signed here to Charlotte as a free agent from the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
So we ended up being there again, together again. So at the end of his career, I had before the end of his career, I had already started my son's track. So now my son is 10. Started a youth tackle football team in Huntersville. Me, Adrian Morrell, Michael Dean Perry.
Mm-hmm.
What's this guy name? Anthony Pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
NFL, this whole league. Mike Minter had a Nebraska team. We had a crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah.
These guys. I got my playbook out of Pittsburgh, bro. And these 8-year-olds learning this real.
Wait, everybody wants to be on your team.
Right,
They're like,
right.
if I can't be on his team, I'm not even
Man,
playing.
we giving them the real deal.
We're
We're
gonna
all
be in
the-
this season.
Were
this
all the
league.
coaches NFL players?
Yes,
fair.
That's
the whole.
crazy.
So Ethan Horton was the
Oh, that is crazy.
Ethan Horton was the commissioner of this YDFL, and every team had nothing but NFL coaches. Was sick.
Wait a
It was
minute.
sick.
That's crazy.
It was sick.
That is
Yeah,
crazy.
It was sick.
Yeah.
But I tell you though,
That's not normal.
well, no,
This is
it's
not
not.
normal.
It's not. But
Was D Walsh there?
Y'all playing
No,
that.
we was in Charlotte.
Like, hey, you be
Oh,
a coach,
he's
I'll be a
Charlotte,
coach.
yeah.
We'll play against each other, and if I win, we're bringing a bet on
Right.
the game.
Nah, we ain't bet.
These 8-year-olds.
But it probably
out there.
it probably was worse than betting because you're so competitive. But the thing is, you can be competitive, but if you can't teach your kids to do what you want them to do, it's gonna be what's gonna be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so we were able to instill that to our kids, man. And it was unreal.
Who was the best coach?
Far as what?
Who was the best? Who had the best team? You didn't.
Yeah, we won a championship.
Yeah.
The first year is my first year. My
Yeah.
first
If
year.
anybody wants to contest that,
Yeah.
we can. We'll take
We got the
emails.
trophy. We got the trophy at
We'll
home.
bring you guys on
behind
the
the
pod.
smoke
Right.
screens
Yeah.
at gmail.com.
It was tough. Like my first year transitioning from out the league to flag football to tackle football, I was lost.
Yeah.
Because not the lack of knowledge, but the talent that was around me. Because just because you're small,
Mm-hmm.
I want to put you at cornerback or safety.
Mm-hmm.
But you may be tough as nails.
Mhm.
You could play D line.
Right.
Because of the weight is not that different. You just
Yeah.
gotta have the mentality.
Right. Exactly.
Right? So after the first year I figured that out. And then I just started looking at the character of a player and not the size.
Right.
And that was our advantage of it.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
That's awesome.
Right.
So, Wesley Knight, introduced us, and he was telling me about your daughter and how special of a soccer player she is.
Wow. Listen, man. She's my favorite athlete.
Mm.
And I told you about I admired Rod and I played against Barry but she's my so I have Corey, he was 23, and then I have Kennedy.
Mm.
She's 15, she's a sophomore. And one day her friend was playing on a soccer team and she said, Dad, I want to play soccer.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd that come from?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So my wife looked up the information. We found out the place to go. Take her there. Let's go to practice. First game, 6 goals.
Wow.
I don't know nothing about soccer. They call it football. But I don't know that football.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Yeah.
And so the coach run up like, I'm like,
How old was she?
5.
Mm.
But I started thinking, so
That was me at 5.
I
was good.
so
good.
so I remember
Mhm.
and me finding my way before CMS, I had summer sports camps. She was like 2 and 3, and I brought her every day.
Yeah.
Flag football, kickball, dodgeball, and she was in the mix always.
Yeah.
But you know, she's only 2 or 3, and so she had her chance to get the floor because of she had been watching her brother. You know, it's a big thing.
Yeah.
You go into camps, you go into the games, and you have people there, but the attention is on what you're there for.
Yeah.
And she wanted that.
Wow.
I didn't know it.
Yeah.
So when she got her chance, she did that.
Okay.
And so, you know, fast forward, she has always been this incredible athlete, bro. 4.4 student. I never helped her with her homework. Mom helps her, but every now and again when she asks. But 4.4, soccer, she's just through the roof. She's a sophomore now. So in the 8th grade, 10 offers.
That's crazy.
What?
You have the first one was Clemson, Wake Forest,
That's like
Georgia,
unheard of.
Tennessee, Duke, Tennessee. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, she's 13 years old. Like, she don't know what the hell she wants.
Yeah, right.
But then I went back, like, you know what? I know. And so I started telling her on what to look for, but you make your own decision, right?
Yeah.
That's good.
And I would rather you wait,
Yeah.
but I'm going to give you everything that I got. If you ever make a sound decision, you make that.
Yeah.
And in 8th grade, because it's a new rule out now that back in that time when she was 2 years ago, if you didn't make that decision by May 15th, you had to wait till your junior year.
Yeah.
And she was like, Dad, I don't want to wait that long because I know where I want to go.
Yeah.
Where
And I'm
should
like,
I go?
Chapel Hill.
Hey!
Chapel
it's a
Hill.
family affair, y'all.
I'm like, you know, like Anson is like the guru. Like, it's not, you might not play
He's like the greatest coach ever.
all time.
Yeah.
The GOAT.
Yeah.
Right. And so I tried to explain that to her before she made a decision. And she's like, Dad, you know, I can only get better playing there.
Yeah.
And if I don't like play like I want to play, I got to work harder.
Yeah.
I take that.
Did she get a scholarship?
No doubt.
Yeah.
I don't pay for school.
Right. Yeah.
I got the blueprint.
Yeah.
Right.
But she,
That's amazing.
Wes told me she got the Mia Hamm scholarship. Is that
Damn,
true?
Wes. Yeah. So whatever that is,
That's like a like once every 4 years they give that
Well,
scholarship out.
that's what Anson called it. Whatever that
Yeah.
is, that's what he says that she has.
Yeah.
But so soccer, it could be 100% in some schools, and some schools it's not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to figure it out.
Yeah.
So me and Ham being me and Ham, I take that deal.
Hell yeah.
Right.
I mean, she's one of the greats, American hero right there.
Right. So I hope my daughter's able to live half of that, man. But she loves soccer. A great kid, great character, hardworking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is she doing well, given all the hype that she's gotten?
Very humble.
Yeah.
She's my favorite athlete, man.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
really
my baby, man.
sweet.
She's my favorite
Yeah.
athlete, man. So she's on the right track.
Yeah.
You're just trying to keep her hungry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Trying to find ways because sometimes your region may not fit to get her to that next level, and so that's me. You know, that's my deal.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find her that next thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether West training her or whatever.
Mhm.
You know, a former professional soccer player. Dad got to find that out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because our kids are only a product of the environment they're in. So I got to find that thing for her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because she just want to be, to her, she's looking at, I just want to play with my friends and play soccer. I'm like, no, you a brand. I'm thinking that already. Like, Chapel Hill, you're a brand. Like,
Yeah.
you can't walk out of the house like and do something wrong or whatever.
Yeah.
But she's not there yet. So I'll wait.
She
But
could get
that-
sponsorships tomorrow.
That's my point. But
Yeah.
she's not there yet.
Yeah.
So I want my kids to have fun.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's
Keep
about.
it natural. Yeah.
But what you're providing to her is so valuable. Then so many people don't get that
Because
right out of the gate.
Because of God allowed me to experience that, and I'm able to.
Right.
That's why I said I won't pay for school because I already did it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I learned some stuff too.
Yeah.
And so if my son told me he wants to play D1 ball, you sure? Do what you need to do in the classroom, and I got you.
Yeah.
My daughter, when you do the same thing,
Yeah.
all right, I'm going to find out the resources and get what we need to get you there.
Yeah.
And that's what I did.
Yeah.
Now, my baby boy, I got an 8-year-old, and he not interested in none of it. And I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Because I'm tired.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't understand
Yeah.
the chase
Yeah.
of every Friday night, and then the season over. Then you got
Practices.
you got basketball games, recruiting. Then in the summer and spring you got summer camps. You know what I mean? Then
Yeah.
you got
Certain sports are worse than others too, like as far as time commitment. Like baseball
Huge.
is like ridiculous.
Unreal.
I'm like,
Because
my
they play
kids
the
are not gonna
season.
play baseball. I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all.
right. Soccer the same
Like,
way.
it ain't
Soccer
gonna
the same
happen.
way.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. You got to invest. So my thing is, and I've been saying this for a long time. Pay now or pay later, but you're gonna pay. So I chose to pay on time, traveling, hotel rooms, on the road meals, all of that to get a scholarship.
Yeah.
But you're gonna pay. So whether you pay now to invest in your kids
Yeah.
or pay tuition,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's why I won't pay for school.
I like it.
It's
So-
probably about the same thing though. you
Yeah.
know, as the years add up.
Yeah.
It's probably, but
This is great lessons. I'm going to take this and use it when I have kids.
you better.
Pay now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if you don't have any now, it's
Yeah.
gonna be a lot more.
So you should probably have some now.
Right,
Phil, 'cause
right, right.
Yeah,
right.
no.
it's gonna get more
Make sure it's the
I'm
right
good.
one.
Yeah. I'm good.
Absolutely.
I'm going to wait a little bit.
Yeah, wait as long as you need to wait.
Right.
That's right.
So I have a question. So there's got to be a game in your mind that's like you'll never forget. Is there a game that is just like frozen in your memory, just the best, most fun game you had, or impactful game in some way?
Let me guess. It's the AFC Championship where you sent the Steelers to the Super Bowl.
Like the funnest game I had.
Or just maybe in like something that just stands out in your memory. Like if you could go back and let me ask you it this way: if you could go back and play one game from your career, what game would you go back and play?
That's a good question.
Career.
So that includes college.
Because this might be a loss that he wants to go back and fix.
8th grade.
Oh, damn.
Oh man,
So it's not
that
me.
drove you all those years.
It's not going back to fix the game.
Yeah.
But that was my first year playing tackle football, right? And so I couldn't get my stance right. I played street football my whole life, but my first year of organized was 8th grade. And so that was a tough, long year. But week by week, I got better. And so now we're making it to the city championship. I'm playing linebacker. And it slowed down like on this play, and ever since then, I know what it is. And so Buddy went back to throw the ball. I'm a linebacker. And I kind of seen who was throwing it to, so I took off. Boom. First time I witnessed silence. It's silent now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You playing the game, and I was silent.
Yeah.
And I got the ball like in slow motion. Like, oh, shit. I'm looking. You can see your teammates and your coaches. You don't hear
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
Touchdown.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it now. Yeah. I know what it felt like.
Wow.
I know what to
I
do.
felt that.
And that was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
8th grade,
Wow.
pick it off against Cherry, and I'm running, and I'm looking like
Hey,
slow motion,
Yeah.
like on TV, like you watch a highlight,
Right.
and you can't hear nothing.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I'm
Wow.
like, I get it now.
Yeah.
That's what I want. So now I want that again,
Right.
and I want that again.
Yeah.
And how do I get that? You got to work harder. You got to do 50 push-ups. You got to do 100 push-ups. Okay. Because I want that. I want
Yeah.
that again. Like,
Yeah.
I want that. I want to cuss. I want that shit again.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's amazing. I felt that when you told that story. That's
Mm-hmm.
like an impactful thing for a kid
Right. 13 years
to
old.
experience that and be like, okay, this is what it is.
Right,
This is
right.
what it's about.
And then after the game, you got people coming to you like, good game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah. I want some more of this.
Right.
You
Let's
get
go
the trophy
again.
at the end of the game, like MVP, like hell yeah. I want,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't
Run
want
it
this to
back.
stop. Like
Right.
you know what I mean. And so that's the carrot. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like I want that.
I've got one last question from me. What was your craziest after game experience as far as the celebration goes?
Craziest after game experience. Can't pick one, man. It's a lot of those. It's a lot of those. As far as being in college, man, just in the dorm room after
Mhm.
a regular season win. You know what I mean? Just being the fellow. It's a fellowship, man.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you can't pick one. It's like obviously the ones that's greater is when you did something special in that game and won.
Mhm.
But just a celebration, just with your teammates and your brothers,
Yeah.
is you can't pick one, man.
Yeah.
I could be selfish and say when I got like 2 interceptions, scored a touchdown, that was
Mhm.
and we won the game. That was
Yeah.
the best game.
Yeah.
But the celebration with the brothers, you know what I mean, that we worked so hard for,
Yeah.
you know, beating the rivalry or
Mhm.
or winning the AFC Championship, it's kind of all the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, I can't pick one.
That's cool. All about the fellowship.
No.
Mm-hmm.
You got a last question?
How are you fulfilling that fellowship now? So that kind of lives on with you, because I'm sure that's something you're always going to want.
So the fellowship, the memories, and all that is there, but there's a new fellowship through this right here
Mm-hmm.
at the place that I go, which is called Burners, but I can do it anywhere,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to play anymore. I miss the fellowship in the locker room, and so cigar lounges across the country
Yeah.
is my locker room,
Yeah.
and I can know no one,
Mhm.
but if I'm smoking this,
Yeah.
we good.
It's a locker room.
We good.
You
Yeah.
got friends.
We good.
That's
We
full
good.
circle.
That's great.
Beautiful.
Well, we're so glad to have you here in our locker room.
Yeah. Thanks for coming to our locker room.
Right.
Right.
This
We'll
has
be
been
back soon.
I'm
Yeah, I
so glad
promise
to
you.
be in the locker room.
And if, any
With the
coaches
guys.
from that league want to contest that you had the best team in that youth league
They
in
probably
Charlotte,
won't. They probably won't.
they can come on. We can have a discussion round table. It'd be a great
They
time.
probably won't. I just told the truth.
Yeah.
They
Right.
don't want that.
Well,
They don't
thank
wanna
you.
hear it.
Thank you so much
Yeah.
coming on. It's
Thank
been
you so
great.
much.
We'll do it again. We
It's
look forward to
fascinating.
seeing you in Greensboro. Look at this as your second home.
Well, I'll be back. I know that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Yeah,
for
I'll
sure.
be back. I know I've been here for my daughter's soccer stuff, but
Mhm.
I probably went right by here. But now I know
Yeah,
I'll be back.
definitely
Promise
stop
you that.
in. Yeah. Awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Thanks so much
for
for
coming.
being here.
Yeah, no
It
doubt
was
about
really
it.
a
It's an
pleasure.
awesome thing, man. You guys are awesome people. It's like I know you guys already. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's good people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We appreciate
And
that.
so we'll be back. And we don't have to do this. We can go in the other room and,
oh yeah,
and,
Oh,
and
yeah.
put it in there.
Sit
Chop
back.
it up.
Right.
Yeah. We can say
Let
fuck.
me know when that happens.
Right.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Phil
Awesome.
lives here, but I'm here every now and then.
Yeah, I'm always here.
He's always here.
Love you guys.